Hey everybody, this is Dawn and here we are on the Squirrel Trail. It's a 19-mile trail, but I won't be doing that today. I'm just gonna do a short hike because I gotta get in the woods. Then we're gonna see what we can find. And I don't have a whole lot of time, but man, after being laid up with my back, I just gotta have some dirt time, so stay with me. There's the first mushroom. Oh, I'm shaking. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't plan this, so I didn't bring a selfie stick or a tripod. Anyway, let's move on down the trail. One thing that they do in here, and they're all over the place. And you can see we're coming up on one right here, is they build these with limbs that they cut down to keep the trail clear. So they build these natural shelters all over the place for animals. And they're blinds, you know, and I mean you can see them, they're all over in the woods. Pretty cool. And you'll see them all over placed in the woods, and they're places for different animals to find refuge and get out of the storms in the winter and have their babies in the spring. See, they're all over here. Here's a big one. And you can see in the bottom there, there's a big nest. So I think that's kind of cool. Just kind of keep an eye along the way, see if I see any mushrooms coming up. Alright, I'm going to go down the trail and I'll bring you back. As you can see here, the ground is actually very dry. Well, we got big storms coming, and I think I would do much better to come back here in a couple days after these big storms come through, and I'll bet the mushrooms will be up because it's going to get real warm after these storms come through. I am definitely going to have to come back in here. Well, I've made it much further up this trail than I thought I would. I've never been on this trail, and this is really just a beautiful woodlands. Mostly hardwoods, cottonwood, oak, maple. Not much birch, no cedar that I've seen. Just primarily cottonwood, oak, and maples. Just really big, huge old trees. Really beautiful. Everything's starting to green up. Getting a little hilly up here. Alright, I'll bring you back when we get up here. Man, look at the size of that tree. And I know, again, on camera, or on video, it just doesn't show the magnitude, but that thing has got to be, I would say, 5 feet across at the bottom. Just huge. It's one thing that's great about these nature preserves, sanctuaries, animal sanctuaries, and everything. Everything's allowed to just be as nature intended it. It's awesome. It's a nice deer trail here in the dirt going right up the hill. And they use the trail too. Well, I came upon my first mushrooms, and these are dryad saddles are right there. There's another growing down there. We got some more back in there that are just coming up. There you can see them. And those are edible. I did not bring a pack or anything with me today, but I will come back and get those. Over here is another little one just starting. Now those, they have like a flaky brown top on them here. And they have no gills underneath. They have spores underneath. I'm just going to take a little piece off of this to show you the underside. If I can get this to focus. There we go. You can see the pores up in here. There's just pores. There's no gills. It doesn't have the long gills. And that's what distinguishes this from the lookalikes. So those are the first spring mushrooms that I found. Those are the first spring mushrooms that I found. Good find. And of course those are part of the polyporous family. So yeah, those are a good find. So I hear the rumbling off in the distance, and I need to start heading back to the truck. But I just came upon this tree here, and if I was further away and I needed to seek shelter, this is a great find. You got this old tree here and all this bark that's just peeling off, and I could quickly throw up a shelter and use those big chunks of bark, literally like shingles. And you know, that would be really easy to throw up a lean-to shelter and lay those over it like shingles, and I would be in business real fast. And so, you know, things like that, when you're on a hike and you're out on a trail, pay attention to the things you're seeing as you're walking down the trail, because if you get in trouble, or, you know, a storm comes out of nowhere and kicks up, you got that reference in your mind of, hey, where did I see those? I remember I saw those big bark shingles laying on that tree right off the trail. I mean, because look, here's the trail, and here's that tree. I mean, simple. And there's all kinds of cut logs right there, and then there's a big tree down right here. It would be so simple to set up a shelter real quick right here. So, you know, it's just something to remember. Make mental notes in your head as you're taking your hikes on the trails of what you see around you. You know, and right over behind me were those mushrooms that I found. There's a good food source. And right over back here is a stream, so I got a water source. So this would be a great place if I needed a shelter fast. I got everything I need around me. So I just wanted to point that out. Well, guys, as you can see, I had a great walk, and I'm almost back to the head of the trail. And I just want to thank y'all for coming along. I had a great time, and saw a few things, and hopefully you enjoyed it too. See you later. Bye-bye.